So I've got an update on my Microshift shifters. I put out a video, I don't know, maybe 6-8 weeks ago or so, talking a little about why I decided to go with the Microshift type shifters over Shimano. And at the time, it was primarily a cost factor, but as it turns out, I really enjoy the functionality of these type of shifters. Back in that earlier video when I talked about the shifters, I did mention that there are two paddles that you shift with. Obviously one paddle to move your derailleur in one direction and the other paddle to move in the other direction. And your brake lever essentially is nothing more than a brake lever. So I really like the configuration of these kind of shifters. I had no problem installing and setting them up, but I did have, I guess I was a little confused with how the left shifter functioned in terms of moving the chain from the larger to the smaller chain ring and vice versa. And what I indicated in my earlier video is that on my left hand I would double tap the shifter to make the chain go over to the larger chain ring. And a couple people commented about what I was doing wrong. One guy suggested that the cabling wasn't set up correctly, and another guy told me that that first shift position is actually like a micro adjustment in the event that your shift doesn't, your shifting causes your chain to rub. But anyway, what I was doing, if you can see my left hand here, was I was doing a one click shift and then another click. And on the second click, that's when the shift would occur. I'm going to shift down now. But what I had learned since then is just to push the lever until I hear 2 clicks, instead of click once and then click again. So as an example here, I'm waiting for a little smooth part of the road here. Right here, you'll hear that I push the lever over until I hear 2 clicks. 1, 2. There's the shift. So, for those of you who had seen my other video about the Microshift shifters, everything that I did was correct. In installing them, the adjustments I made were all correct and working correctly. It's just that I was not shifting the left-hand shifter 2 clicks at one time to move the chain ring. So I just thought I'd pass along that little update to you guys, and I want to thank those people who did comment and suggest some tips to me on what it is that I might have been doing wrong.